Hey guys, how's it going? I had so much fun creating this look. Kind of a copper eye that I used with crushed pigment. You're gonna love it. If you want to check out how I did it so that you can duplicate it and make your own little changes for your style, stay tuned. I'm really excited to try out some new product I have. I went out and I was naughty and I bought the MAC crushed metallic pigments. Oh my god, it's so pretty. This is copper. They have like a gold, a little bit more of like a sort of like a silvery finish, but copper I thought would look prettiest with my eye color because my eyes tend to be sort of a green, so they tend best to go with like purples and reds. So to get started, I am going to go in with my MAC paint pot and Painterly. Oh, I'm also using like brand new brush. Look at this, brand new brushes, like a kid on Christmas, all over my lids. I'll bring you in closer while I do kind of like the harder, more detailed stuff. But when I'm just doing this sort of basic, easy stuff, I won't. I have to tell you the coolest story. When I was at MAC, the makeup artist there, I feel so stupid I didn't get her name, but the makeup artist there was showing me how awesome these crushed pigments are, and she was like, oh, and we have metallic paint pots too, which I may or may not also have gotten. She's like, we also have these metallic paint pots, and she was swatching them, and I noticed on her finger she had a tattoo on the same finger I did, which already was kind of cool. It's like, oh look, we have the same fingered tattoos. And then I looked and she has the exact same tattoo as me. Like, it was, I kind of felt like I had rekindled like a long lost sister or something. It was really amazing. So yeah, find my picture of it on Instagram. She and I did like tattoo selfie Instagram pictures. It was really, really cool. So that was fun. Oh, next, okay. So now I need like a good all over color to go with that I was gonna do. I need to sort of like, you've got to press in the primer. You got to get something to really set it, really make sure that it sets well. Where is that damn color? Oh, this is like a really old color from MAC. Just give you an idea, it's gonna go with the copper pretty well, kind of brings out that taupey base. So I'm just going to do this all over my lid, not all the way up to the, oh look, and a piece of it like broke off. This is old. But I'm just using this all over eye brush because this will ultimately be what we blend all of them together with. I think I'd mentioned this before, but this is what you'd call like your transfer color. I want something just like this. I had that song stuck in my head. One of my lashes is not cooperating. Like, I have like a tiny gap in my lash, and so my artist, whose name is Gina, by the way, I have been given permission by her to drop all her information because a lot of people are asking me, oh my god, where'd you get your eyelashes done? So if you live in Arizona, more specifically the East Valley, you can go and see her and tell her that I sent you. And so I have this small like a bald spot where I'm missing a couple lashes, because that can sort of happen after you get your lashes done a lot, like I do. And so she, bless her, she like tries to create this gorgeous fan of like what I've got left on the sides, and sometimes it'll start to tilt and then like it pokes me in the eye and I'm like, whatever, it still works. So there's that. Now I'm trying to think about what brush I want to use with this. I'm gonna swatch it for you on my hand so you see how pretty it is first, because I'm like freaking out. I don't know how I'm gonna open this. What I'm gonna open this with. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit, first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put, actually for you guys, a little bit of my regular paint pot. My mother is calling me, I can call her back. Okay, so I'm gonna put a little bit of my regular paint pot on my hand just so that you can see how pretty the swatch is over that. Oh, it's got a lot of pigment on my table. Sorry. And then I'm gonna show you what the metallic paint pot, okay? Vintage selection. Oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Can you get me like a paper towel?
Can I get that topic?
Can you get me a paper towel just because I'm doing a video and
Yeah, let me scrape the top. While I'm doing that, I'm gonna get a soda cup of coffee.
I need it like right now.
Oh, like right now?
Yeah. Thank you, assistant. I just have to show you how freaking awesome. Like the crushed metallic pigment looks amazing with just regular paint pot, but you have to see how like amazing it is with this metallic. Oh God, no, I'm wishing I'd used this metallic one. I'm gonna save that for another video to do under like just a regular matte color. See if that really helps. Just compare the two. Oh, beautiful, I love them. I have to be honest, I didn't jump on the metallic and holographic bandwagon immediately. I'm always like late to the trend for like everything. So with the regular paint pot, it's definitely like a metallic, gorgeous, shiny finish. But with the metallic paint pot, it's like a chrome. So this is crazy. This is the metallic paint pot. This is the regular paint pot. So pretty. All right, so now it's time to use it. I'm gonna be doing the copper pigment. Let me think about which brush I wanna use. I'm gonna use one of my new brushes. I need something I can pack it onto the lid with really well. Which one looks like a good packer? Oh my gosh, they're dual ended. Oh my gosh. I didn't even notice that. That's amazing. I'm so happy. Okay, so I'm gonna take this little tiny thin brush. Look at how thin it is. That's it. Look, it's so tiny, but I want something that's gonna get really, really right on the lid and just pack it really tight with that metallic pigment. So I'm gonna get in close. See, that's my funny little lash kind of going sideways. Okay, so I'm gonna take you to this eye that's not doing that. Okay. So I'm just gonna be taking the metallic color right on top of the eyelid. I'm really not gonna stray too far from the eyelid, and I'm gonna bring my mirror up so that you guys can still watch what I'm doing here. And hopefully you're seeing it okay. Oh, I love this color. It's so gorgeous.
What if I say tough titties?
You just heard my husband say tough titties.
Tough titties.
I feel like that's about as crazy. You know me, I don't go super crazy with my makeup. Maybe one day I'll do like a really insane look. I know I've been complaining about this like every video so far, but it is still stupidly hot here, and so you might be hearing my puppies drink some water a little bit. Like I said, not doing really long strokes over my eyelid, but really just making sure it gets packed on there so it won't go anywhere. See, this is why I don't do my face makeup first, because I've got lots of nice metallic fallout. Okay, I think those are about even. So I'm gonna zoom out real quick. I'll zoom back in once we do more stuff, but this will give you an idea of kind of what that copper metallic looks like. I freaking love it. I don't think we need to be quite as up and personal for the rest, but I will zoom in just a little bit more. Before I do any darker color, like darker crease color or any highlighter or anything else with my eyes, I'm going to blend out that copper color just a little bit. So I'm gonna go back and use that first color we did all over our lids. And like I said, I'm really sorry I can't make out what this is called. Oh wait, maybe I can. Quarry, yeah, Quarry by MAC. Can't believe I could read that. So just gonna go out along where I may have created kind of like a harsh line going into my crease, just blend that out a little bit, sort of like doing a swirly motion, a circle blending motion, all right? Just so that it will blend really well. Plus it brings that metallic up just a little further without being really heavy. I dig it. Next, I'm gonna do a black color, or really it's black, into, like from the outer V corner into, just blending a little bit into the copper, going into the eyelid. So I will show you what I do first. I'm first going to pack in that black powder. And what I'm gonna use is, what am I gonna use? I'm gonna use my NYX little sample that I got in my Ipsy bag a few months ago, like a while ago. So you can tell I've gone into quite a bit of this third color. What do they call this? Nope, no idea. But this is a solid black here. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take that same brush that we were packing in the copper with, just dab that. You can even use the same side just in case there's a little bit of that pigment left. And I'm just going to, dab that in right at the corner, not going in very far to the lid because we're really gonna blend that more than anything. Going a little bit up into the crease area, and don't use too much at one time just in case you, first of all, don't like how dark it is, or that way again it won't be too pigmented in just one spot. Okay, so as you can tell, I've got like definitely some harsh lines started, but that's okay because we're gonna go in and blend again with our transfer color. You can just dab a little bit of it again in there, and then we're going to just right at those lines, right in like where the metallic meets the black, and then right where the black starts to go into the crease, just again that circular motion to start that blending. And I didn't even do that. I mean, I thought I was putting on a lot of black, but as it turns out, really didn't do that dark. But once you really blend it, it's not really harsh anymore, which is fine. If you don't want it to look really dark, then, you know, blend it out so it looks a little lighter. But if you want it to look darker, just add more. But I think I'm happy with the way that that looks. That is the extent of what I'm gonna be doing basically to the top of my lids, except for when I go back and do my face makeup and do the highlighting and stuff. I'll put a little bit of highlighter right at the brow bone. Let's go ahead and do our face makeup, shall we? I'm gonna take my nose ring out. Easier said than done when you have crazy nails. Ooh, I don't know how girls put their makeup on with big hoops like that. Prime time. Of course, going in with step one with my Makeup Forever is my favorite primer. And before I do my foundation, I'm gonna take real quick my 524T Luxe that I always use my my Lock-It powder with, and I just want to make sure that if there is any metallic fallout, that I just get that off my face before I really like mix that in with foundation. So using my Born This Way Snow. All right, so one pump on my beauty blender is usually all it takes. And like I said before, that's what I love about Born This Way, because it lets you build up your coverage without like getting cakey and feeling really gross. This is good stuff. I feel like I'm using a lot extra on my nose, like way more than typical, because I have a couple of extraction spots still left on my face from my amazing facial I just got. One of which was like big impacted pore on my nose, which is like, ew. Okay, I feel pretty happy with that. So then, where's my top? So then I'm going to do my Tarte Shape Tape in Fair Neutral. I'm learning. Go right under our eyes with it. All the usual spots. And look is done. And then I always just use my beauty blender to dab that with the pointed side going up under the lash line. You know you've got some really white concealer when your concealer makes your regular face look like it has some color. Yikes. Now let's pack that on and set it with our Kat Von D Lock-It Translucent. Ooh, upside down. Using the 524T Luxe brush. You really want to concentrate on having that mostly under your eyes, because that's where we're going to be putting a lot more color and stuff. mattified. Okay, time to contour. Of course, little contour buffer going in with Sculpt. And because our eyes are a little bit darker, I want to make my contour a little bit deeper, so I'm actually going to do just a little bit with shade, which just makes it a little deeper, a little more harsh looking. Oh yeah. That's how you get some fake looking cheekbones. I take my contour, my jawline contouring pretty far so that it just kind of elongates it. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. You can just start right at your jawline if you want. Chiseled. Now I'm gonna take, where's my large buffer brush? Oh, I'll use the same one. So get off all that excess sculpting powder. We don't want it to be dark. Let's go right into our highlighter with strobe. Pack in that highlight. Okay, so now our highlighter is finished. So the next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing my eyeliner for my eyelid. I wanna do the color for my lower lash line. So let's get out that Quarry, this color, matte Quarry, and I need just a small flat, that's not it, that's not flat. That's not it either. Come on, new brushes, work with me. All right, so a small, pretty thin, flat brush like this. And it's going to just basically go right under there for our dark colors. But actually, I think for this one, my brain is obviously not working properly. All right, so I'm gonna be using my e.l.f. blending brush, my e.l.f. white blending brush to go back in with Quarry because we're gonna start doing our lower lid now. And I'm just going to swoop that all the way from outer corner to inner corner. And this probably wouldn't have been my first choice of brush to use, but I couldn't find one that had about the same length of bristles, but was had a little more flow in the movement. You kind of want to have that lower lash color meet up with that dark, that black that you had on the outer corner. Sort of blend it with that. Now, you want a flat, where did it go? You want a flat, here we go. A flat, thin brush to do your darker colors with, just to dab right there at the lash line. So this is where we will use our copper crushed pigment again. And we're just going to get a little bit on the brush. In fact, I recommend you putting a little bit in the cap, just a smidge so that you're not dipping it too far there into the tube. And I'm literally just dabbing it in a little, get off the excess, and then just doing this type of motion right at the lash line, basically from outer corner to like 3/4 of the way into my lid. And that went on really well actually. So you don't need a lot. Wasn't sure if I would need to do 2 coats, but I really didn't. Don't worry about it getting all over your lashes on the bottom line because we haven't done the mascara yet and that'll cover it. Party. Gotta go in with that black color again. Just dab it. This time we're going to be doing this, I'd say from lash line to, from the outer corner lash line up to where your lashes sort of end in the middle, but this is going to be very, very light and precise. In fact, I wish I had a slightly thinner brush than this, but I'll just be really careful about where it goes. You don't want it to be too dark. I have kind of longer lashes on my lower, so you can even like lift up your lashes and just sort of blot right under them. I'm so excited to take pictures of this look. It's really looking pretty. Okay, and then again, before we completely finish the lower lid, you want to go in with your blender brush again with that Quarry and just kind of blend all of it, not really low, but just kind of where it all ends at the bottom. So it's not a really harsh, blunt line. And you can do that from outer corner to inner corner. Sort of that swirly motion. Okay, and then any excess or fallout, just whisk it away. So now let's do our liner on our top lid. For that, I have my shadowsense from Senegence again, and this is an onyx. Now what I love about this is that this stuff really stays in place. It's pretty fantastic. So it's supposed to be an eyeshadow, and you can use it as an eyeshadow, and I have before, but actually I tend to like using it as an eyeliner. So what I use is I get an angled brush, a small angled brush, and I just tap, or I just dab it there on the end of the wand, and I just drag it along my top lid like you would if it were an eyeliner. I was gonna do a winged look, but I don't want to take away from how pretty the copper metallic is. I think that's pretty even. Okay. And that copper color really does, I think, go best with my eye color. So if you've got green eyes or hazel eyes like me, go for that copper color. Okay, let's finish this off. I'll do my mascara next. You think I don't know how to read, bro? Anyways. Thank you. I had a bit of a camera malfunction. You're so lucky I can't turn the camera around quick enough. Wow. Why do I live with crazy people and dogs? I'm gonna use Lights Camera Lashes from Tarte. I'm gonna finish it off. I actually am gonna put a little bit of mascara on my top lashes because they've gotten so much powder and even the chrome stuff, just to get that color off and make them black again. But for sure we're gonna use them on our lower lashes first. I'll go ahead and do that. Oh, and I almost forgot to do the highlighter right at my brow bone, which I'm gonna just blend slightly into that darker color I've got going on. Okay, I feel like that's a good highlighter that I did for my brows. Now. Oh, okay, I am gonna go ahead and do now my mascara. If you've got lash extensions like me, you do not want to do more than just really the tips, maybe as far as only like halfway down your lash extensions and up, and then you want to brush through them so that you're not overcoating them. Especially, you got to use oil-free stuff. It's really just the tips of them. Just give them a little extra length. I seem to have way more volume than length, I think, in mine. So once you've got some on there, go through with like a spool or a brush and just get any clumps out. I still plan on doing a brow tutorial video. I was just too excited not to do a video about this pigment like right away as soon as I got it. So I promise I haven't forgotten about doing the brow video. I will get that done soon. But just for today, since this video is pretty long, I'm gonna just do my brows off camera and then rejoin you for my lips. Okay, so eyebrows are done, and of course all I used was Precisely My Brow by Benefit and really tiny angled brush. These are it. That's like all you need. So last bit is lips, and for that I'm gonna use Gigi by Lime Crime. If you guys have not bought Lime Crime lips, they've got such fun stuff. They've got really cool metallics too. Like they've got their mermaid collection out now, which is like pretty like blues even, and coppers, and I just love it. But I'm gonna use Gigi today. Usually I use my Sephora Pro Paint lip, but I'm gonna just use this little tiny black little itty bitty brush, and I'm gonna go ahead and do my bottom lip first, kind of lining it with the color before I blend it in. I just drag the color into the lip from the liner that I do. That way it blends really well, and you're not using too much. You can go back and make your line a little more precise if you want. Having it a little bit blurred to me makes your lips feel bigger, I don't know. Okay, and I just rubbed my lips together already, so I've already got a little bit of color going on the top. But I'm just gonna go ahead and line my top lip and then blend that in a little bit to that color I've already transferred. But I really don't do a lot as far as like the Cupid's bow area. I really just kind of blend it, even doing, again, those little blending circular strokes, just so that, I don't know, when you have that highlighter right there at the Cupid's bow, it really makes them look plump. You'll kind of see what I'm talking about here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and line the outsides, just maybe like right before you hit the Cupid's bow. Okay, so this looks funny. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm kind of just going to drag what I've got left over into the Cupid's bow. I'm not gonna add any extra, okay? And I don't do a really overly like arched Cupid's bow. I think they arch a little bit, but actually the flatter it is, I think the more full it makes your lips look too. See what I mean? I've sort of created like an ombre look because I haven't done so much in the body of my lips. And I'm not gonna do a lot more because I kind of like the ombre look. All right. Now we can put back that crazy nose ring. Where did it go? You guys watch me be all cool and stick my finger in my nose. This is awesome. Ah, there we go. Ta-da! And that is the completed look. I hope you guys like it. Ooh, I got like an itch. That was cute. So that's the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and subscribe so that you can watch me do more of these really fun looks. And I hope you guys have a great night. Stay tuned for the pictures.